What's up, everybody? Welcome to this beautiful episode with the beautiful Triple C. Welcome to this episode of Ask See Anything, where you guys can ask me whatever the hell you guys want. Whether you guys troll me, whether you guys throw me under the bus, whether it's a short joke, a minority joke, or whether it's the pay-per-view, the cool ass pay-per-view we had this weekend. And I tell you what, why don't we start off there? UFC 279 was completely off the chain, to be quite honest with you. I think the beginning of the card, my initial thoughts when I first saw the card in the beginning, I was just like, lame. It was a lame pay-per-view. I wasn't gonna buy it. A lot of people weren't gonna buy it, even though it was Nate Diaz. But just a mismatch of how that was. But I think the current events that ended up happening, I think it took the turn for the best in reality. Of Khamzat and the Trailblazer throwing stuff at each other. And then Nate Diaz got involved, and then boom, boom, boom. And next thing you know it, Khamzat misses weight. When Khamzat misses weight, it changed the whole card. And I thought it worked out perfect. It really did. I think Nate got his due justice fighting Tony Ferguson. Now he's a free agent. Now he's going to be chasing a lot more of that money. But anyways, let's start off with the co-main event, guys. What do you guys think? Khamzat Chimaev versus Kevin Holland. This fight was one-sided. This fight was definitely not a good matchup for Kevin Holland. And I had said it before. I says that Kevin Holland would be lucky to get out of the first or even second round. If he gets out of the second round, it's almost a success when it comes to you fighting Khamzat Chimaev. But I thought that fight was one-sided. Khamzat Chimaev does a really good job of covering distance. And if you guys notice, like Khamzat Chimaev, he always runs. He literally runs before he takes people down. Like, he's not doing your traditional type, being in your stance and going. He'll break distance. He'll run. As soon as he finds his position to take a shot, then he's actually taking it. But that being said, he was able to get on top of Kevin Holland, ground and pound, throw the elbows up top, make him work to eventually get the head and arm, to eventually get in the darts. But one thing I will say about Khamzat, where he's got to be careful, it's like the Mike Tyson effect. Like, what happens when somebody can go more than one round? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think there's only been a couple fights that Mike Tyson has actually literally gone like the distance or 12 rounds, and that's back when he was actually even younger. But what happens when he doesn't really understand that gas tank? What happens when he doesn't understand his threshold? What's he gonna end up doing? When you put him up against a guy like Kobe Covington, especially when he's struggling to make weight. If a guy struggles to make weight, he is not gonna perform. I don't care how good you are. 8.5 pounds of missing it from 170 pounds, and then hearing his coach say that he was vomiting, shaking, cramping, all that stuff. I personally think he's done at 170 pounds. I think he just stick at 185, and that's all there is to it. Alrighty. And then let's talk about the main event. Let's go over the main events right now. Okay, the main event, Nate Diaz versus Tony Ferguson. I think this fight was more of an even matchup. And I think the first two rounds, Nate Diaz ended up doing a really good job of just peppering his jab, using his boxing. But then by the time the third round kind of hit, it seems like the ties and the weight started changing, where Tony Ferguson was getting more of that rhythm. He was kicking the leg, and he was doing a really, really, really good job from the beginning of the fight. But where it started really to pay dividends was in the third round. But what ended up happening, he ended up shooting in, and I thought it was actually the right game plan from his coaches, like this. Hey, let's take him down now. Let's use the elbow. Let's use the fist. Let's use everything to kind of isolate the round. If he won the third, fourth, fifth, that's his fight. But anyhow, it turned out that Nate was prepared. And you almost start to think whether Khamzat was to shoot and Nate, then they're prepared for that damn guillotine. So, but anyways, that's your breakdown on UFC 279. Now I'm going to give it to you fans, to my dear fans, where I'm going to be able to ask your questions. So you guys go ahead, let me have it. You guys make sure, man, the more you guys pull out that black card, I will be answering your damn questions. So you guys stop being cheapskates and pay Triple C. Here we go. Super Henry fan is here. It's me, John D. You should invite Holland to train with you. Yeah, but I would invite Tom to train with me, but he needs a lot more than me, man. He needs more of high school wrestling and being submerged in the sport. I don't know if I'd have the patience to quite honestly, because there's so much to learn. Alrighty. How would you counter Alex or Max's size and weight advantages if you fight them? Everything's based on distance. It doesn't matter how big you are. Remember, even when you're smaller, you're more compact, and you're gonna be able to get in and out, to be able to stick the legs, to be able to be more explosive. Even when you're short, it's a smaller target. So either one of those, I think my speed is a problem, my experience is a problem, and definitely my explosiveness and my speed. So that's how I would do it. Henry, do you think Khamzat should move to middleweight? And how do you see a matchup against Izzy? I personally think Izzy's the easiest, and he happens to be the champ, but I think he's the easiest matchup. I think that's a great matchup for Khamzat. I just don't know if Khamzat believes in himself that he could beat a Robert Whittaker, because he's gonna have to pay his dues to get to Israel Adesanya, especially after missing weight. So that's the way I see it. But you know what? The UFC can always turn around and give him the title shot. They like him. Dana White likes him. Dana White thinks he's a freak of nature. I think he's very, very good. But I also see him struggling to make 170 pounds. So I don't see him. I see Khamzat more of an 85 pounder. I think 170 is too much for him. I think it's too much weight. I think he trains too much. And I think sometimes when you train too damn much, it could also, your cortisol levels, your stress levels could also go up. And that could also lead to you eating a lot more than what you would usually. He needs to add science. If you're able to add science to your training, you'll be able to make weight that much easier. I used to be like Hamza, train like a maniac and struggling to make weight. I wasn't even performing. I wasn't nowhere near my maximum level. Triple C, how would Diaz and Hamza played out? Seeing how the fights played out on Saturday. That's a crazy prediction. I was at the beginning. I thought Khamzat was gonna destroy him, quite honestly. But I think him struggling to make 170 pounds, I think that would also he wouldn't finish Nate Diaz like he did Kevin Holland. Nate Diaz is much more experienced in the game. Kevin Holland was he was moving a little too much, where he was able to also give him different grips. There's a difference between scrambling and just moving, and I felt like he was just moving rather than actually scrambling. Like sometimes when you move, you can give different positions, because you're here. Next you're getting triangle. Next you're being front headlock. So I'd be curious to see that fight. I'd be curious to see that fight for 5 rounds, because I saw Hamza getting tired, man. For even in those first 2 minutes and 30 seconds right before he finished them, I saw him breathing pretty hard. Chimaev versus Islam, who wins at welterweight? Man, that's a good one. I love that fight. I don't think we'll ever see it. I don't think we'll ever see Hamza versus Islam, but that's just the way it is. And if we do at 170 pounds, I gotta go Islam, just for the simple fact of he can't make 170 pounds good. If he can't make 170 pounds good, then the smaller fighter who's going up, who's going to feel better, is more likely going to be in that position. So I go back to me and Marlon Moraes. I was a smaller fighter going up. He's a big fighter who struggles to make 135 pounds, who eventually ended up making it. But still, it's all about the recovery. At the highest level, it's all about that. Kobe beats Khamzat. Wow. Okay, I like that. I think Kobe gives him. In the beginning, I ain't think Kobe would give him problems, but the more and more tape you start getting on people, even though he had a nearly perfect performance, there's still holes that you see in there. It's not like Kobe's gonna go in there and give him the head and arm. Kobe's gonna stand on his feet. Kobe's gonna defend him. You know, the more you give guys like Khamzat, guys that don't know how to wrestle, you know, the better it is for these guys to you know, for Khamzat to do is the things that he wants to do. Thoughts on MMA Guru? Okay. Okay. The only king, the only thing Khamzat beat. Okay, Khamzat versus Bobby Knuckles. Much love, champ. For $199. Man, you're a cheapskate, but that's such a good question. I'll tell you what, you guys start upping it, man, because if not, you know, I ain't answer any of you guys anyways. Khamzat versus Bobby Knuckles. I'm actually going to have to go with Bobby Knuckles, man. I'm going to have to go with Robert Whittaker. And I'm a huge Khamzat fan, but I just don't think Khamzat has that experience. And I can already saw from his reply to Robert Whittaker, like, he doesn't want to fight him. He wants to train with him. In other words, he knows Robert Whittaker distance game is off the chain. You know, it's really good. I think Robert Whittaker beats him and stops him, quite honestly, just from his experience. And Robert Whittaker will get up. You take him down, he will get up. He will defend and fight you. You see what I'm saying, guys? So, and just for the level of respect that I saw Khamzat kind of give him, he wants to fight bad guys, but in reality, he doesn't want to fight like the absolute cream of the crop. But I think that's his only way to get that middleweight title. I just see Bobby Knuckles just beating him, man, just based on experience, guys. You know, you need a lot more than wrestling. Even though wrestling is such a great base, what Khamzat needs a little bit more of is more of championship experience. And when you have championship experience, you're going to know what it's like to really get that, understand that threshold. But right now, as good as he is, as dominated he is only fighting strikers. Okay, Andrew Ortiz. All righty, we got him for 10. We got 10 on it. What's up, bro? There's many other young fighters like, how do you pronounce that? Shavkat Rachmanov. Bo Nickel to fight that dude. Khamzat? Is that what it is?
I guess you say Bo Nickel versus Khamzat.
Yeah.
How do you think Bo Nickel would do against Khamzat?
Bo Nickel versus Khamzat. Right now, I would give the edge to Khamzat on that fight, but I don't think. I think in the future, I think Bo Nickel's just going to be too much for all of these guys. If you guys think Khamzat's wrestling is good, you know, not really, man. In comparison to Bo Nickel, there's levels to it. Bo Nickel was an Olympic alternate, 3-time NCAA champ, 4-time finalist. Like I said, man, he's one of the best college wrestlers of all time, man. He's good at what he does. He's a really good wrestler, and he's an American, man. And I think he's been living out here. He knows his thing. I think as of now, to make that simple, Khamzat in a couple years, 2.5 years, maybe even 3 years, I think Bo Nickel beats them all. When does the Origins of Triple C come out? Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know. Yo, Mama Boo, you soon. Okay. Khamzat. Come on, guys. You guys got to do better than that, man. You guys are starting to make me sick, people. You guys are starting to make me sick. Was both fight tomorrow? Okay, we need to see Khamzat versus Kobe. I agree. I think that'll be a good one. I think they're probably gonna have to. They probably want to make that, but I don't think Khamzat can make 170. And if he does, I'm actually, you're gonna think I'm crazy. I think I'm gonna go with Kobe on that one, just because of Khamzat's weight cut. Even though he's a better fighter, he's a better athlete. It still doesn't matter, guys. If you cannot recover, and a guy's gonna make you fight for your takedowns, you can be in big trouble.
He is fighting tomorrow, by the way. Or no, it's not tomorrow. It's
the following week.
He's fighting September 27th.
Yeah, September 27th. There we go. We got a hundo on it.
It's not actually.
Hell yeah. Nah, it doesn't matter, dude. What would be your strategy against Hasbullah? My strategy against Hasbullah would be to use all my forces, use my elbows, knees, and eventually turn him around and punt him like if he was a damn football. So there you have it. Okay. Who's the dark horse of each division in your opinion? That's actually a really good question, guys. Shit. The dark horse. Oof. Man, you're asking for a lot, man. You're asking for a lot for such a little.
Maybe just say like some of your dark horses, not every division. But...
The dark horse, I think, that I see that people are overlooking. I'm just trying to think.
Pantoja for 25.
Pantoja for 25. I also think the other one is, I'm gonna say, a woman, Alexa Grasso. You know, she's got power in her hands, man, super power, and I think and her jiu-jitsu game has really changed and evolved. And I think if she gets her mind right, she could be the next big thing. And the other one, I'm gonna say the dark horse at 55, Gamrot. That Polish dude, I am a fan of that dude. You know why, guys? Because he's a winner. His striking's not as good. He's mediocre. He's average in every sense, but when it comes to being a competitive and just winning the fight, dude, I give him a 10 out of 10. I'm a big fan of Gamrot from Poland, and I can't wait to see him fight. Okay, here we got it. Just wanted to say, was never a fan of the cringe, but your YouTube content has made me a huge fan. Hope to see you fight soon in your prime years. Thank you, guys. Guys, can I tell you guys right now, man? Can I just tell you guys that my cringe is an act? I'm actually more of a scientist. I'm more of a genius. But whatever, dude. I'm just trying to sell tickets, guys. I'm just trying to make that money. There you go. There you guys have it, guys. I'm coming out. I'm coming out of the closet. Yep. Gamrot's good, man. What do you think about Carla and Wei Lee? If Wei Lee, I'm not sure if Wei Lee's going to come and train with us. You know, sometimes people want to, go off and do their things. Like they think going out there with you and taking what you have is enough for them to do their own things. But if Wei Lee doesn't find a good wrestling coach or somebody that could actually teach her wrestling, she's going to be in trouble. Because Carla was able to take down all of her opponents. She was able to do it. So I still think Wei Lee could get it done. But Wei Lee's going to have to really find a wrestling coach. Again, guys, I'm a coach, but I'm more of a counselor. I'm more of a teacher than the actual coach. I'm not going to sit there, man. I'm not going to sit there and be your damn coach. You know, I'm there more to be a counselor. So hopefully Wei Lee can put it together, find some good wrestling, and take it to the next level. We need you extra cringe your way into fighting Vogue. Yeah, you see, guys, sometimes the cringe stuff that I end up doing, it doesn't pay dividends, and sometimes it does. You know, what do you think some of these other guys are doing? You guys think Nate Diaz is really like that all day with the swagger? You think Kevin Holland's like that with the swagger? All these guys are after the same shit I'm after, which is getting attention. Because the more you can be in the media, the more money that produces. So there you go. There you have it, guys. And do you think Khamzat versus Paulo? What do you think about Khamzat versus Paulo Acosta? I like it. I don't think Khamzat wants to fight Paulo. I know Paulo would fight him, but I don't think Khamzat Chimaev wants to fight him. You know, it's almost like if you come up to somebody, you want to fight somebody, you're not able to make that fight happen or dismiss the guy. Remember, I think Paulo. What rank is Paulo, Michael?
I believe third.
Yeah, he's number 3. He's number 3 behind
Whitaker's first.
Whitaker, Marvin, him. Yeah, I don't think Khamzat wants to fight him, dude. And Bohashinya will defend his takedowns. Bohashinya is a big dude. Bohashinya has a lot of power, and he's really good off of bottom. So if you do take him down And if he does decide to grapple, he's really good there too. Why can't
Jared Kennedy your second. Paulo's only 6th. I don't know how that's possible.
yeah. Why can't Gregor Gillespie get a fight? You know why Gregor Gillespie can't get a fight? Because he's not bought in himself. Because he's not promoting it. He's not calling somebody out. It's the same reason what saved Kobe Covington's damn career. Gillespie needs to do the exact same thing, man. He needs to stop being a nice guy, and he needs to start promoting a fight and promoting storylines because it's getting absolutely ridiculous. If you don't give fights and you're in the UFC, that's not your manager's fault. That's nobody else's fault but yours. Because there's people out there that actually want to fight you. Can you go up top? I think we got a winner chicken dinner. We got a bunch of other ones that just went up top. We can answer those. Okay. Do you think TJ has a shot at winning the title? Honestly, despite the EPO, I'm still a fan of his effing John Jones though. Yeah, I think Aljamain is pretty predictable with this stuff, but he's predictable, but he's almost unpredictable. He's so sloppy. It almost makes him good. If that makes any sense. So could he win the fight? He could. But could TJ beat him? 100%. 100%. You just got to defend takedowns and let him take your back. And that's all there is to it. Would you... Okay, it's from Shahabi. Would you consider training and helping Khamzat sharpen the details of his skills and sets? I used to before, man, but I think Khamzat. I used to before, man. And I think he just picked on Ali, my manager, my brother, a little too much. And I think me being closer to Khabib now, it would make it hard. You know, I guess never say never, but you know, in this game, you guys will understand the MMA game. It's like when if you guys are part of management teams and things of that nature, you'll understand what I'm talking about. You know, so what can I say? No, but I don't think he would be humble enough to come and train with me anyhow. I could teach Khamzat quite a bit. I think the biggest thing that I could really teach Khamzat is teaching him how is it that he needs to use leverage rather than strength. You know, because a lot of the stuff that he's doing right now, you know, he's technically sound, but he's using too much force and too much grip and too much of, you know what I mean? Teach him how to use leverage. Teach him how to pace in a fight too. So when you start teaching a guy like him how to pace in a fight, he'll become that much more dangerous. Double bicep flicks while huffing and puffing. There you have it. J-A or J-Gay or J-I. J-Gay?
J-A.
J-A, my bad. Okay, the Vast Boss. Prime Khabib versus Prime Maya. Who would win? Khabib. You know why? And if it was a straight grappling, I give it to Maya. But if it was a straight sock and bop 'em. Once you guys start adding wrestling to striking into your grappling, it changes the whole damn game. You know what I'm saying? Grappling would be different. I'd probably go Maya. But MMA, Khabib, man. It's the same reason why I'm leaning more towards Islam than Charles Oliveira, just for that same game. These dudes are not gonna play jiu-jitsu. These dudes play with punches and submissions. Does that make sense? Who was Charles or Islam? Yeah, I just answered that one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, Kiki Valley. I'm going Islam. Too much of a strong base. Do you think John Jones will ever fight Israel? It could happen. John Jones would murder him, but it could happen. But like I said, John Jones would murder that dude. You guys have no idea. Israel's like a turtle on his back, and John would just throw elbows, dude. He'd be vicious up top. With Usman, Kobe up there in age, aren't they going to beat Khamzat? I think they. Okay, thoughts on Spencer and Yanni going for 4? That's right. Thoughts on Spencer Lee? Now we're talking about wrestling. Spencer Lee's and Yanni Dakamahales. I think it's amazing, dude. But going for 4 is extraordinary. Like going after that fourth NCAA title, which is the hardest thing you could probably ever do. But I've also seen situations where nobody. I mean, the people there, going for the fourth and losing. I mean, it's happened before. It happened to Dan Gable. You know. Sure, Sterling ragdoll you, or is he bending the knee? Oh, you Carlos Ruiz. Oh, he's bending the knee, man. That dude loves to bend the knee. He might end up bending too by the end of the night. How's that? Okay, Boonats. Unbiased. Is it possible? How well do you think DJ matches up with the current 125, 135 pounders in the UFC? Oh, that's a good one. That's good. I think DJ can beat any of those guys. I really do, just because of his speed, his experience. Even when you do take him down, like, he's gonna throw elbows. Like, he's fighting off a bottom, and that's something that you rarely see. Like, everybody's almost protecting themselves or getting fought on top of. But Demetrius Johnson has the ability to do that. His speed, his IQ. The dude is the greatest of all time. That's all there is to it. When do you believe? Okay. Oh, you fans come at me with these crazy questions. How do you see Israel Adesanya? Oh, how do you thoughts on fighter pay and Dana giving the Nelk 250K? Yeah, I'm disgusted honestly by that. But whatever, Dana can do whatever the hell he wants with his money. But that's what those guys do. Dana gives money to them. They give money to Dana. They're almost just recycling money. You know what I'm saying? But that's how they roll, I guess. I wish I had that type of money. How would you help Cody Garbrandt? From Nayate Ol Owl. Nayat Owl. How would I help Cody Garbrandt? How would I help Cody Garbrandt? Cody Garbrandt is so technical, but he chooses to fight. And I think that's his biggest problem, because he chooses to fight while he's so technical. That's always going to be a problem for Cody Garbrandt. You know what I'm saying? What I would tell Cody Garbrandt is he needs to stop throwing so many combinations and focus on 2-3 strikes. Just focus on those big hitter quitters. You're too fast. You throw too much of those fast hands. If you can slow that stuff down and start clocking people and start chewing out legs, I think Cody would be different, and maybe even his training. I'm not sure if he spars too hard, because his chin did go, and that's something that I don't know if he can get it back. 'Cause I never hurt my chin, but maybe I should talk to somebody about it. But you shouldn't. Your chin should never go. Habib versus Khamzat at 170. I like that fight. I think that fight would definitely break records. But like I said, guys, I'm not sure Khamzat could get it. Could he get it? Could Khamzat get it done if he fights Israel? 100%. But can he get it done while fighting the bigger guys? Marvin Vettori, Paulo Borrachinha, Robert Whitaker. I don't know. I don't think so, man. I think the wrestling portion could also hurt him too. It's not like you can wrestle forever too. Like, that stuff is tiring. How can you finish Alexander the Average? Easy money. Do I think Tony should retire? Do I think Tony Ferguson should retire? Besides him getting caught in that rear naked choke, I think he's still good. I think Tony needs to just go to the bottom of the barrel, dude, and just fight these younger guys. Fight these guys that are not as dangerous. You know, kind of get him back into the win column because that's 5 straight in a row. Khamzat or Shakatov. That's that Kyrgyzstanian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go with Khamzat. I think Khamzat's wrestling will help him, will allow him to win that fight.
Aren't you going to the ADCC?
Yeah, so I'm going to the ADCC this weekend. I am super excited. You guys make sure to be out there, Thomas and Mac, if you're able to make it in Las Vegas. It's gonna be super cool and super dope. Chem Henry, Hamza versus Kobe, 5 rounds. Who would you think would win? If it goes past 3 rounds, dude, I'm going. If it doesn't go past 3 rounds, I think Hamza gets it done. But if it goes past 3 rounds, I'm going Kobe. Kobe's so bad. Remember, guys, the guy that we saw was 180 pounds pretty much that Khamzat fought. He was 178.5 or 179.5 because he was 8.5 pounds over, right? That the weight, guys, makes a big difference. You know, it's not the weight itself, but it's the fatigue that it takes on a fighter. It could be 2 ounces. You know how hard it is to take 2 ounces off of you? It's crazy. From Shift Style Saltine, how much should I be training outside of camp? You should be learning outside of camp, you know. And then when it comes to fight camp, that's when you should be competing a little bit more. But you should be learning when it comes to that. So if you're not in fight camp, the rest of the time you should be learning and getting physically stronger. And maybe compete one time out of the week, just in your MMA sparring, with gloves while you're. Okay, testing 1 2. Testing. How long does it say that we've been on for?
Here's your next.
Okay. Okay, the Vast Boss for 20. Would JBJ help Khamzat since Boris is a huge fan? Would JBJ help Khamzat? I don't understand
John
that.
Bones Jones.
Oh, John would help Khamzat since Boris is a. Maybe John's a good dude, man. John would help him, but he would have to come out to. He would have to come out to John Jones. You know, John Jones wouldn't go to anywhere else. You know, that dude's he's the GOAT, man. You come to the GOAT. Yeah. Who do you think will be champion in each division by the end of the 2023? I'm 1. I think Islam's 2. I think man, I don't. That's a good one. Yes. Marab versus Peter. Who do you think wins and how? I might have to go with Marab. Just styles make fights, and I think that's an easy fight for Marab. You know, Peter's got no wrestling. I hope they make that fight happen someday, so you guys can see how there's such a big hole in Peter Yan. Go ball. You gonna go ball? Okay. All right, guys. How much time we got on here, Michael?
35 minutes.
All right, guys. That's how much we've been on for?
Say last call if anyone else.
All right, guys. Last call here, guys, because you guys are making me bored, and some of you guys are making me sick. You know, you guys absolutely make me sick, people. So, okay, I'm going to answer 2 more questions and I'm out, guys. And you guys are coming at me now. Okay, what about...
Did you answer Moreno Figgy?
Yeah, Canelo versus Triple G. That's a good one. I'm going Canelo just because of age. I'm going with Canelo just because of age, man. That's it. But Canelo's talking about not fighting Mexicans because he loves his country so damn much. I think he's scared of Benavidez. You know, absolutely crazy. Okay, last question, guys. Let me have it. I got a date, people. I got a date. Okay, hold on. Let's go to Jay Taylor. Okay, who do you got in wrestling? God bless you and your family, bro. C4. Thank you, J.A. Okay, last one from I. Who is your favorite active boxer? Usyk, Fury, Beteroff, Haney, Davis, Canelo. Out of all those guys, I would have to say Usyk. I think Usyk has I think right now he's the best heavyweight in the world. I really do. Being Anthony Joshua ties, super technical, you know, the Olympic style of boxing. The dude's an Olympic champ. Man, it's crazy. Okay, David Aguilar for $50 for $49.99. That's what I'm talking about. I'm 5'11" at 125 pounds in Phoenix, Arizona. Okay. I want to go to Dana's Contender Series, but I don't have it, coach. Can you train me at Fight Ready? Damn. You're asking for a lot, David Aguilar. What's your record, man? I need to know, but you know, you're more welcome to come to Fight Ready. I don't know if I can train you, dude, because I'm doing the training. I'm training myself, but you know, best of luck, dude. Find the right engineers, do whatever you decide to do. You know, it's not always the best gyms that could take you there, but can you find the right engineers, the right coaching, the techniques, the tactics that can take you there? Because where you're gonna become the best, dude, it's gonna be all up to you. All up to you. Formulate the right team. Remember, you're not loyal to yourself. You're not loyal to your coach. You're not loyal to your training partners. You know what you're loyal to? You're loyal to your damn dream. When you're loyal to your dream, you'll do whatever it takes to get there. Anyways, guys, I appreciate it. I am tired. I am done talking. So you guys can all do me a favor. Each and every one of you. You guys can all do me a favor and bend the knee to King Triple C.